Welcome to Wisdom Words, a quiet space to slow down and think deeply. Here, we explore timeless lessons about life, peace, and purpose, one story at a time. So, take a moment, breathe in, and let's begin. Sometimes people exit our lives quietly. No warning. No explanation. Just distance. And in those moments, we feel something break inside us. We wonder, was it my fault? Wasn't I enough? Why did they leave? But what if life isn't punishing you? What if life is redirecting you? What if some people leave so you can finally meet the person you were always meant to become? Today's chapter explores that idea. Not with judgment, not with anger, but with honesty. Because sometimes, the hardest goodbyes are actually the beginning of your return to yourself. Key lessons. Not everyone is meant to stay forever. Some people are chapters, not the whole book. Holding on to them keeps you stuck in the wrong page of your life. Their departure creates space. Space for growth. Space for healing. Space for self-discovery. You don't find yourself in comfort. You find yourself in change. You discover your strength when you have no choice but to use it. Illustrative story. There was once a girl who felt most alive when she was with someone. She shaped her world around them. Her plans. Her expectations. Even her identity. But one day, they left. No reason. No closure. Just silence. She cried for weeks, feeling as if her life had lost direction. But slowly, something unexpected happened. She started walking alone. She learned to cook for herself. She tried new things, reading, journaling, exercising. She began to build a life that didn't depend on someone else staying. Months later, she realized a powerful truth. She didn't lose herself when they left. She had never truly known herself before they did. Sometimes, loss is not the end. Sometimes, loss is the introduction to you. Reflective questions. Ask yourself, who are you without the people you depend on? What dreams are truly yours, not borrowed from someone else? Do you know how strong you are, or have you never been given the chance to find out? Let these questions sit with you. Not to hurt you, but to guide you. Transition to next chapter. In the next chapter, we explore what truly happens inside your mind and heart after someone leaves. The psychological shift. The emotional reset. And how your identity slowly transforms when you learn to stand on your own feet again. Because the moment someone walks away, life whispers, "Now, it's your turn." The turning point, from lost to awake. When someone leaves, the world doesn't instantly fall apart. It happens slowly, like a quiet storm that builds over time. At first, you try to act normal. You distract yourself. You scroll, you laugh, you pretend everything's fine. But then comes the moment when silence becomes too loud. You feel the weight you've been avoiding. And you finally ask yourself, what now? That moment, painful, confusing, terrifying, is the beginning of your awakening. The shift inside you. There are 3 stages many people go through after someone leaves. Denial, you keep hoping they will come back. You replay conversations in your head. You wait for a message that never arrives. Resistance, you try to fill the empty space they left. More noise, more people, more distractions, but nothing feels complete. Awakening, one day, you look in the mirror, and you finally see someone who's been there all along, you. This moment is quiet but powerful. Not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. Illustrative story. There was a man who built his whole life around a relationship. He gave everything, time, effort, love, and he believed that was enough. But one day, without warning, she said goodbye. He felt like the ground disappeared beneath his feet. For weeks, he went through the motions of life, working, eating, sleeping, but nothing felt real. One evening, he found an old notebook. Inside, he saw dreams he wrote years ago, dreams he had forgotten. A business idea. Travel plans. books he wanted to write, things he once believed in. He stared at the pages for a long time and realized he hadn't lost everything. He had only lost the part of his life that wasn't truly his. Sometimes, when someone leaves, they take your distractions with them. What remains is your truth. Key insights. Not every ending is a failure. Some endings are instructions. Pain doesn't just break you. It rearranges you. When you stop chasing what is gone, you finally see what still wants to stay. You are not empty. You are unfinished. And sometimes life clears the path for you by removing who couldn't walk it with you. Reflective moments. Ask yourself, what parts of your life were built just to keep someone else happy? What dreams did you pause because you thought you weren't ready? If no one was watching, who would you become? Let the silence answer. Let the hurt guide you. And let the person you're meant to be finally speak. Transition to next chapter. In Chapter 3, we'll explore how to rebuild. Not to return to who you were, but to grow into who you're meant to be. Because healing isn't about going back. Healing is about moving forward with clarity. Rebuilding, learning to live without them. When someone leaves, your life doesn't end. But it also doesn't continue the same way. Something shifts. Something breaks. Something opens. This is the stage where you begin to rebuild, piece by piece, habit by habit, thought by thought. But rebuilding isn't about pretending nothing happened. It's about creating a life that honors what happened while still moving forward. The journey begins quietly. Real healing doesn't start with strength. It starts with survival. Waking up. Making breakfast. Going to work. Trying to smile. That is healing too. Not loud. Not perfect. But real. Most people believe healing means sudden confidence or motivation. But in truth, it begins with something much smaller. Choosing not to give up. That decision alone is the start of your comeback. Illustrative story. There was once a woman who felt completely lost after a breakup. She didn't know who she was outside of that relationship. Her routines felt empty. Her dreams felt distant. Her confidence was gone. One morning, she sat on her bed and whispered, "I don't know how to start, but I want to try." She began with the smallest step possible, taking a walk every day at sunrise. No music. No phone. Just her footsteps and her thoughts. Over time, that simple walk became her therapy. She began to think clearly, dream again, breathe easier. She started journaling. Signed up for an online course. Reconnected with an old passion. Her life didn't change overnight, but one sunrise at a time. Sometimes healing doesn't roar. Sometimes it simply whispers, "Let's try again tomorrow." Key lessons for rebuilding. Start small. Healing doesn't require a master plan. It requires a first step. Create new habits. Routines rebuild identity. Consistency rebuilds confidence. Let go of old versions of yourself. You can't heal while defending who you used to be. Invest in things that grow. Learning, exercising, writing, building, these quietly shape your future self. Practical suggestions. Try these when rebuilding. Journal your thoughts to hear your own voice again. Walk daily, movement clears the mind. Reduce noise, social media often increases anxiety. Read or learn something new to remind yourself your story isn't over. Celebrate small wins, they are proof of progress. You don't have to be strong every day. You just need to keep showing up. Reflective questions. Ask yourself, what would starting again look like for me? Which habits are hurting me and which could help me grow? Am I building a life I believe in or just avoiding pain? Let the answers come slowly. Healing isn't a race. It's a return to your own heart. Transition to final chapter. In the final chapter, we will tie everything together. We'll explore how to move forward with purpose, peace, and strength, not because someone stayed, but because you chose to stay with yourself. Your story isn't about who left. It's about who you become next. Embracing yourself, life after they leave. When someone leaves, you might feel abandoned. You might feel unseen, forgotten. But the truth is, life hasn't abandoned you. It's given you an opportunity, a chance to meet the most important person in your life, you. This chapter is about embracing that truth, stepping fully into your own life, and learning how to live with purpose and peace after someone walks away. Key lessons. You are enough. Your worth isn't defined by who stays or who leaves. You are inherently whole, even in solitude. Growth comes from letting go. Pain pushes you to expand. Change pushes you to evolve. And absence forces you to explore yourself deeply. Your life is yours to build. No one else can define your dreams, your values, or your happiness. You can choose who you want to become. Freedom lies in independence. When you stop depending on others for validation, you gain the power to live authentically. Illustrative story. A man lost his closest friend unexpectedly. At first, he spiraled into regret and longing. But over time, he started trying small things he had always wanted to do alone. He learned to paint. He explored new cities. He reconnected with family. He even started volunteering, helping others without expecting anything in return. Months later, he realized something profound. He had been waiting for someone else to complete him, but he had completed himself all along. Leaving wasn't the end, it was the invitation to begin again. Reflective questions. Who are you when no one else is watching? What dreams have you postponed because you relied on someone else's presence? How can you embrace life fully, even in their absence? Take a moment. Reflect. Breathe. Let the answers rise naturally. Practical steps to embrace yourself. Spend time alone, not lonely, but intentionally. Journal daily, track growth and self-discovery. Practice self-compassion, speak to yourself like a friend. Explore passions, art, writing, travel, learning. Surround yourself with supportive energy, friends, mentors, communities. Emotional takeaway. When someone leaves, it may feel like a loss. But the truth is, they've created the space for you to find yourself. Your story is no longer about dependency, longing, or regret. It's about strength, self-love, and freedom. And one day, you'll look back and see the hardest goodbyes were the beginning of your greatest journey.